Lay.
Hi, Tanya. Yes, I'm disorientated this morning.
I'm feeling so happy and excited to be here with you again. Our meetings always make my heart smile.
Me too. Me too. It's absolutely fabulous. I've moved into winter. I'm up in Vancouver now, so it feels so different from last week. I was in the heat and here I am, and it's beautiful autumn colors. You can't imagine, Tanya. Canada in the autumn time with the gold and the reds and the orange. It's so beautiful, and I'm really happy that we have this format that I can be wherever in the world and still get to meet with you.
Oh, wow. It sounds so lovely. I can't wait. Um, and I'm feeling super excited because I have a question for you and I can't wait to hear your answer. I was thinking about this whole work that we're doing together about attracting and how important it is to learn the art of receiving and the art of just surrendering. So I've heard that in the past 2 days, you went through an amazing experience, and you can actually give us an example of how we can surrender, we can receive, and we can create magic in our lives. Because controlling and making things happen and focusing on the outcome is such a masculine energy and doesn't get us to where we want to be. So, would you like to share with us the amazing experience? Because I'm dying to hear about it. And I'm sure it's going to be of great value to the people who are listening to us.
Sure, I would love to share it with you because it was just it was like magic. I really, it was such a beautiful experience. So, as I just said, I'm here in Vancouver, and to go from my house where I live in the province of Cordova in Argentina to get to Vancouver, it's quite a long journey. I have to take a bus for 12 hours, and then I have to be in Buenos Aires. I was in Buenos Aires for another 12 hours, and then I was in the airport and having to come here. And whenever I come to Canada, I like to fill my bags with presents and things to bring here that we have in Argentina to here. So I had 5 bags. I had 4 big suitcases and I had one small suitcase.
Wow.
So you can imagine that's already kind of a bit of a lot. And it all went smoothly. I got on the bus and then I got to Buenos Aires and I got in the taxi and I got to the airport. And then I got there a bit early because I had all these bags. So I really wanted to check in, and I like to be there early so that I can just, and I was really, everything went so smoothly. And I've really been practicing this where I'm just allowing whatever happens to happen. I'm not going to get stressed. I'm just going to flow with it. And everything is going to be, I'm just working on that mantra. Everything is just going well for me. Everything's going to work out fine. Everything's going smoothly. So then I went to check my bags, which now, of course, you do that on those little machines. And it asked and I had tried already to do it online to check my bags because I'm one of those people who likes to do things beforehand, but you can't do that anymore. So I got to the machine and it needed my credit card. Now, I lost my credit card in Argentina, so I had to phone to Canada and I got a new one and it's here. And I have the number, of course, so I can online do what I need to do, but I don't have the physical card. So
Okay.
I was like, well, what do I do? I don't have a physical card, and there's not. So I went to the counter and I said, I have these bags and I have a credit card. I just don't have the physical one here with me right now to do it. And the man said, well, you can't get on the plane then without the physical card, because there's nothing we can do. And I say, oh, okay. And what am I going to do? I'm here at the airport. I have my bags. I have my parents waiting for me and my sisters and my nephews waiting for me. I said, well, come on, there must be something we can do. And he said, well, I don't know, let's try your debit cards. So we tried my debit cards. No, it doesn't work. It needs to be a credit card. Okay. And there was one part of me at this moment where I was like, well, I could start now. I want to see the manager. And then I said, no, you know what? I'm just going to trust that it's working out. And if that even means that I don't get on this airplane, I'm really going to believe that that's the right thing for me. I'm going to believe that this is the right thing and it's going to be okay. I just, and also this man who's working with me, it's not his decision. Me putting anger or frustration on him, it's not fair for him, and it's just going to create an unpleasant atmosphere. So, I was like, okay. And then I said, well, do you have any other ideas? And he said, well, maybe your parents could drive to the airport in Vancouver and use their credit card. That would work. And in the American Airlines, in the office there. So I thought, okay, that's good. And, we have enough time because it's an hour drive for my parents to go to the airport. So I phoned my parents, could you please go? And they were, okay, we can go. And my stepfather drove to the airport. And then what happened? The American Airlines desk wasn't open.
Oh my
And it wasn't going to be
God.
open until the next day. So
Oh
he phoned me. He said,
no.
I'm sorry. There's nobody here at the American Airline desk. There's nothing we can do. So I went back to the counter there in Buenos Aires. I said, listen, it's not open in Vancouver. And the man said, oh, I guess there's nothing you can do. I said, oh, come on, please. There must be something we can do. There must be something we can do. And by this time, I had got to the airport at about 4 p.m. and now it's about 8 p.m. And the last way to check your bags is my flight was leaving at 10, and so I had until about 8:45 to get my bags checked. So now it's 8, and I'm like, oh dear me,
Now
what
you
can
can
I
feel
do?
the pressure.
So I start feeling the pressure, and again, though, it was another moment where I just said no. Just let it go. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I have a couple of friends in Buenos Aires. I phoned them to see. It's about an hour drive for them to come to the airport too. So I don't know. It would maybe they could get here really fast. So I phoned my friend, and they said, really, we're so sorry, we can't come right now. We just can't. We have plans, and so I thought, okay, that's not working. And then they said, well, maybe someone in the lineup will pay. And then one man said, well, he was with his wife going on a surfing trip. And he said, well, I could pay. Do you have the money in cash and in US cash? I said, well, I don't have that much US cash with me. And then I have in pesos. But he, of course, is going to the US. He doesn't want pesos at that moment. So I said, okay, well, thank you so much for offering. And I was really like, that's so kind of you to offer. Thank you so very much. And he said, well, I'm sorry that I can't do something else, but, and I was like, okay. And I was really, really getting to more and more time where I'm not going to be able to go on this airplane, but that's going to be okay. That's going to be okay. It's all right. And, there was another couple and they were saying, oh, we wish we could help you, but, we can't. Best of luck. And there was so many people from the American Airlines counter being helpful, trying, but there was nothing. I mean, really now there's nothing you can do. They can't even print the ticket. So, even with the best of their intention, if they had wanted to, they couldn't. So, and there's that moment where, oh, I could now get really angry and stroppy and be making a scene at the airport. But no, I'm really going to trust that this is the right thing. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. I'm just going to lean into this and I'll figure it out if I have to come back tomorrow or the next day and take a different flight. It's okay. And I was standing there and I had really completely surrendered. Okay. I really felt, okay, I'm not going now because now I had about 10 minutes left to check the bags. And I was just standing at the side, sort of, digesting that. And okay, I have to get back to Buenos Aires. I can stay with my friends. That's okay. They said, come, you can stay with us, of course. And this young man who was there, he said, I just heard about your situation from one of the tellers. And she said, you've been here since 4 o'clock and that you've been trying to do this and this is your situation. And you know what? I'm so impressed that you're just radiating this joy and this calmness and this kindness. And I'm really like, it's so touching to me. I'm going to pay for your bags. And I'm going to trust that you'll give the money back to me. And I'm going to cry because it was so wonderful, like I didn't have anything that I could give him to prove that I would pay him back the money. And he just came forward and he put it on his credit card. And it was so magical, Tanya. It was so touching. And I phoned my parents. I said, can you make a bank transfer to him so that he knows that? And he said, even that, I trust that you're going to do it. Don't worry, because the bank transfer won't go through for 3 days. And so we paid my bags and we had to rush now. And he had to rush too because he waited for me to do this all. And so even it could have been that he missed his flight. But we went and we got it through. And, then it turned out that this young man was involved in art, and we had a beautiful conversation about art. And he invited me to come to Miami to be involved in this art fair that his family helps to organize. And it was just this beautiful connection. And we got through, and it was really tight, and said goodbye. And then I was like, wow. And I was waiting for the airplane. Just I had a couple more minutes before I got on. I sat down. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. And then you can't believe what happened, Tanya. Another person.
There's more.
Yeah, there's more. Another person came up to me.
Like already, like feeling it all over my body.
He said, I just noticed you across the room, and you're just radiating this joy. You're radiating this joy, and I just wanted to say hello. And I'm going off to Miami. I saw another person on a flight to Miami that's not even on my flight. This man that paid for my bags was not on my flight, was on another flight. And I don't know, I felt so blessed and so grateful. And it was really when something just shows you it's such a better way to be in the world.
Wow.
To see the joy and the beauty and the trusting that it's going to be okay, and that everyone is actually trying to be for your best, because there's so many opportunities in that time that I could have dropped into anger or frustration or pushing, and it wouldn't have made any difference. I could not, it wouldn't have helped, and my whole energy would have been different. So it was just, I'm still sort of feeling the glow of how beautiful that experience was. Yeah, it was really a magical and beautiful experience for which I'm deeply grateful.
Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing, Soleil. I even took some notes here as you were speaking. Um, I love that you kept telling yourself there must be something we can do. So it was like deep inside, you kept going and trusting the process and just trusting that whatever was going to happen was going to happen, but you still calmly kept believing and kept asking the question, there must be something we can do. And then also, things are always working out for me. I love that. That's my favorite mantra. I use it every day. Things are always working out for me. Things are always working out for me. So it's so beautiful just to see the whole process and how it works. And this is what I mean by creating magic, and just the way that we feel after these things happen. So, I'm here with you. I can feel you. I'm so happy for you.
Oh yeah, I was so excited. I mean, I know that I phoned and left you a message. I was like, Tanya, you can't believe it. I'm putting our work into practice and it worked. I mean, not that I had any doubt that it worked, but it was really so beautiful to have it so clearly mirrored back in such a beautiful way.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that's the art of surrendering. That's the art of receiving. That's the art of trusting the process. And any last words to lay? Anything you would like to say to the people that have been listening? Maybe um, asking them to put this into practice?
Yeah.
Repeating the
So
mantra every day. Things are always working out for me. Any ideas?
so yeah, I would just encourage you in those moments that that mantra, everything's working out for you. But also, I just surrender. I surrender. And if you like to use the word God, if you like to use the word universe, if you just like to use the word higher spirit, I just surrender and I trust that you'll find that a creative solution will just come. And just that I surrender and I trust that a creative solution will come. And
Yeah.
that if you just keep that and you keep also looking for the joy and the love in all those people around you and trusting that they're doing their best, that and that me seeing them in the beautiful light that they are in these human beings, it just create everyone then can be their best self. So yeah, that I just that to remember that.
Beautiful, beautiful. I can't wait for to hear more magic from you. I love the vibe. I love the energy. So enjoy your time in Canada.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And
And
you know
I'll
what? I would love to hear from anyone who's listening to our videos. Please, if you could share any experiences that you have with us or any questions, you might have some more questions for us that we could delve deeper into. Yeah, please.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Ciao.